All right, good morning everyone. Welcome back to Decode Traders Lab. Hopefully you guys are having a good time wherever you are. It is Thursday, Thursday 24th of April, 2025. Let's now do this as usual. Let's pray and start today's session. Father, we thank you for today. Thank you for your grace. Thank you for your love. Thank you for your greatness upon our lives, Lord. As we get into this session today, we ask of your goodness. We ask of your greatness, Lord, to be manifested even tonight as we analyze these charts, Lord, as we get into the market to look for profits, Lord. We say thank you. We know it's all done already. You already know how much we're going to make today. You already know each and everyone's profits that he's going to make today. Those that are recovering, that are still recovering, they are going to recover today. We know that for a fact, Lord, because we believe in you. We give you praise and we love you so much. In Jesus' name we've prayed. Amen. Right. So, Today I want to focus on the recovery of those that are still having some losses this week, and we'll be looking at probably the lowest the asset that has that can be traded with almost every small account, and that is none other than Jump 10 or V75. Those are the assets, or even Crash 500. So we have at least 3 assets that we know a small account can trade, but the most one that I know for a fact that even $1 account, $5 account can trade is Volatility 75. So more focus will be on Volatility 75 for purposes of recovery. All right, let's now look into the assets, starting with Crash 500 as usual. Let's start with Crash 500. All right, so yesterday we were looking for this move. Yes, it happened, but of course I didn't enter it. It gave us that entry right here, This was the entry right there to actually continue selling it. Yeah, it happened actually immediately after we finished the session, after we finished the analysis. Then we went back all the way down. It did not react from where we wanted it. It went actually down below even the previous lower low and gave us another low right there here, and we saw another change of character right there according to H1. So first delete this, delete that, and now let's look at this change of character. Right there, that's the change of character that we have right there. So this can also be taken out. We want price to go up there. So that was a change of character retest to the order block right here, and now we should be getting into buys. But I'm not going to rush into it because of the momentum I'm seeing of this asset. I can easily see something like this as I speak, and that would be like a channel or a rising wedge. So clearly that would insinuate that we should be looking for something like that at the end, at a later stage, to break out and actually get into sales. Yeah, that is what it will clearly be telling us. So for now, it's a no-go for me. It's a no-go for me. Yeah, H4 is still selling, so H1 is it's just consolidating in this very channel, or whatever you want to call it. So far we have those 2 points. We have those 2 points up. We have even these 2 points down. So that's why I can be able to use that the way it is. So for now, this is a no-go. It's gonna keep praying around until it gets overboard on M15 right there, and then starts to sell and even break out, going all the way down according to H4. So for now, this is a no-go. For now, this is a no-go. Yeah, the buys are on to take us up there again, but it may first come down below on according to M15. Let's go to M5. Yeah, it's gonna first come down here. Then we can easily actually enter a buy within this channel. But remember, it will be a short trade to take us up there. It will be a short trade to take us up there. So if you want it, then you can actually go for it. If you want it, you can actually go for it right there. But it's gonna come according to M15 and M5. It's gonna first come here. You may first see it come down below. Yeah, spike to go down and then get into buys again. So we can wait for that. Boom 1000. Boom 1000. It happened exactly how I analyzed yesterday. Those who remember the analysis yesterday, this was yesterday. We analyzed when it was down below here. I told you that I would look for my entry when it get into that level. It went to this level. I know some would have said maybe we should enter right here when it gave us that, but I couldn't. I was waiting for that fair value gap. So it went to the fair value gap late night. That was around what time? Let's see. Midnight, 1, 2, 3, around 3 a.m. in the morning. That's when we could have started to sell actually Not even that. It was like early morning around 5. That's when we had an entry, when it went and tested it again. But me, I would have entered right here. That means around 3 a.m. I would have entered right there. I thought of leaving a limit order, but Boom 1000 is a big asset. If it happens to look for this liquidity up here, something triggers to look for the liquidity up there, then it can easily be a game over. You can easily find yourself with big floating losses. So that's why it is always important, if you're putting a limit order, you know that you have time to come back and check it out before you find big floating losses. All right, so that's how it happened. So for now, let's look at today. So first delete that, go back to H1, delete that, delete this, that one we still need it. Go to a daily time frame, we need this and that, and exactly it's giving it to us just like we wanted. It's gonna come here and then pull back, then entry to continue with sales according to daily time frame. And H4 time frame, we are still selling. So day H1 is looking for sales, M15 is looking for sales. We've seen this is like a flag. This is like a flag. It clearly tells us that this move is coming. Clearly tells us that that move is coming. But then I needed an entry. I missed to enter on H1 to put my stop loss above there. So I need an entry. If I can get a small pullback, then it would be a good thing for me to actually enter this asset without any worries. We are going to sell this, so all we need is just a short pullback, maybe one candle like that, short pullback. Then that will be our entry without a doubt, because this Boom 1000 is serving since Wednesday, I think. Yeah, since Wednesday was since Tuesday, since from this very level. Yeah, since Tuesday. So it's serving. So for now, we wait for M5. We wait for M5 and probably M1 to give us a pullback. Something like that pullback is what we need, and then we make our entry to continue selling this asset for some good time. All right, that is Boom 1000. That is Boom 1000. Wait, are you for real? Oh man, sorry guys, I was rushing to start the analysis and I forgot. That's my bad. Wow, sorry guys, sorry. So at least I've gone back to see the comments before I go ahead into other assets. Yeah, but this is Boom 1000 and I'm going to Boom 500. Let me just repeat what I said on Boom 1000, but I think you saw it. So let's go to Boom 500. I will talk about it again on the recap. Sorry guys, sorry. I thought I had maximized it. I was rushing. So for Boom 1000, we're going to wait for this very retest and then head into sales at a later stage. So let's go to Boom 500. So Boom 500, yesterday, wait a minute, this is yesterday. So something changed. this line was initially right here. This trend line was initially right here, or initially was right here. So when price came to it right here, we started to sell. Those who remember yesterday, this move right here, this move right here, we sold it. We actually were in that sale. Let me see, was it? Yes, it was that entry, but of course it took me out later on. Took me out right there, and I made another entry. I've deleted the trend line mistakenly. So initially the trend line was here. This is what I was saying. Initially the trend line was there before these moves came around. So when we saw it, when I saw that, that's when I moved it up there yesterday. So so currently, yesterday was that move. I didn't take my profits right here. They came back and took me out on SL at break even, and then it went up there again. I entered, I think. Did I enter on this account? Let me see. Yeah, I entered again. Yeah, on this account I entered again, but I had my tight stop losses and I was taken out immediately. I was taken out like after going into profits, and then it came back with that sharp spike, took me out, and then immediately after that candle there, immediately it started to sell. This was the move that I was telling about the guys on signals who had not put exactly the stop loss that I had put on this account. The other account that I didn't put a stop loss, I actually closed in big profits. I had my multiple entries and I closed in big profits. Yeah, so that was the move right there yesterday that I was looking at for that sell. All right, now that that is said, let's now look at today. Let's look at today. So first delete that, delete that, delete that, this also. First leave this. Yeah. All right. So, one may say now there's an issue on H1 that is happening. We've been around this area. We failed to go to overbought level. We've kept around that area, and that's what is happening. And as far as this asset is concerned, it's like a bit of consolidation right there. It's in a horizontal channel. One may say that is a horizontal channel, even though we saw a fake breakout right there, the same we saw here, but that would be like a fake breakout. I mean, that would be like a horizontal channel right there. So what do we know about horizontal channels? They keep playing within here. So, but at a later stage, they will continue with the previous. They will continue with the previous trend, and that would be the previous trend to take us up there. So the move that we wanted to actually push down below, according to H4 and daily time frame, according to H4, this move to come here and then give us that entry to continue with the buys. We may not see it according to what we have, because that is a horizontal channel, and it's likely to come here down below and then bring us into buys later on to actually push us up there. So for now, it's quite a challenge According to H4, CCI says we need to sell. Yes, of course, the sell is there. But then according to daily, we are looking for buys. According to H1, we are looking for buys. According to M15, we are looking for buys. According to M30, we are looking for buys. According to CCI, looking at CCI's signal that we have. So if I go to H1, I see something like a double top right there to actually continue selling, and M10 10MA confirms the sell right there when price is below our 10MA, and M15 will clearly show us the same thing, and we have a change of character right there. We do have a change of character right there, and clearly it's looking for the sell. So this sell is likely to come all the way here. Let's understand on M5. Yeah, M5 is already selling, and is the one which is even overbought. So for now we may see it come all the way back here, but also since we are looking for buys on M15, M30 and H1, it can easily react on such fair value gaps or points of interest. Like this one was already mitigated right here. This was already mitigated right there on that several times, but then this has not been mitigated yet. It's not yet mitigated right there. So price may actually react from from this. This is mitigated. I'm looking at now this, and then get into buys. So for now, I will take away this, or take away that, and wait for this kind of move. And wait for this kind of move. And wait for that kind of move. So for now, let me go to M15. Okay, M15, we have even an order block right here. I thought I was on M15, that was M30. This was M30, this order block is for M30. H1, do I have an order block? Yeah, I have it right here. I have a fair value gap right here. So this is likely to be the move. This is likely to be the move. Right there. So let's wait and see what happens. So this is likely to be the move to actually push us into buys again, because we've been consolidating in this channel for so long. So we may see some buys later. Alright, so that's a no-go for me. I can't enter any sales. It's too risky. We go to this one, hasn't made a pullback yet, so let's now go to volatility 25S. Volatility 25S. I wanted a pullback yesterday to there, because that was a fair value gap. It did not give us that entry. I made a short trade here, but it was a risky one because it was a retracement, but then I missed the opportunity to enter the sales. Why? Because I wanted to first confirm the breakout right here on that support, on that very support. I wanted to first confirm the breakout. So the breakout happened, but the very entry that I wanted was supposed to be there when it made that retest to actually continue, but I missed it. So when I followed it down here, I needed to first confirm the breakout of the support and then the entry right there. That was the entry after the breakout. This would have been the entry to bring me down to the other order block, and it has now touched it on this very hour. Yeah, in this very hour it has touched it, and clearly buys have started. M15 is showing us oversold. H1 is still looking for sales, of course. But yeah, so that was how I missed the entry. This was a perfect entry yesterday to actually continue selling. We already know where this asset was coming to from there, because we had anticipated it from there. Right here, that was the move right there, and it has hit the TP. So now we can delete everything right here. This is still on, this is going, this, that can also go, this, everything go. Now, this this sell is still going all the way down to this. That should be a daily, oh, it's a weekly fair value gap. What? Yeah, we are selling. So daily, it's a pullback. According to daily, it's a pullback. But then we are selling heavily. So this may not make any sense for us until we have something to back it up with. So for now, we know we are looking for sales. Those are the sales we are looking for. H4 is selling, H1 is selling, M15 we now need a retest, but we need to know that H4 and H1 is selling. So a retest on HM15, this is tricky because the momentum is low, unless if you're on a higher time frame. But according to M15, the momentum is low according to the candlesticks that you're seeing right there. M5, yeah, the change of character is coming down, so it will give us an entry probably right here, right there. And then one can enter for the retracement all the way back to where, according to M5, M15, probably back to that order block. Yeah, back to that order block, and then look for more sales. Look for more sales. Look for more sales. Alright, so for now, this is a no-go for me. I'm not trading this. I'm not trading this. I'm not trading this. I will just wait for it. H1 is still selling. I can even wait for H1 to be oversold so that I can look for buys on H1. Yeah, I can wait for H1 to be oversold, which will mean price will have to first reach this level. So that would exactly mean that I may, if I have to wait for price to reach here, that means I may wait for some good days because of the momentum of this asset. Wait a moment. Of this asset. But let me show you this. This may be a weak potential support. So this would be we'll be looking for them something like that. Then pull back to push us down below from there. That will be an entry right there. So we could wait for a pullback on M15 and actually wait for such an entry of sales right there. right there. So for now, let's just wait on what happens on M15, and then we'll be ready. So before the day ends, we may see actually this sell move from there, or from this break of structure right there, but this will be very near for an entry. But that is a break of structure, and sometimes price knows to come back to breaker blocks. That will be a breaker block right there for us on M15. But the breaker block on H1 is right there where we have that order block on M15. That order block is where we have a breaker block of H1. So we may see price first get there and then come down below into sells. I will leave this at M15. Let's now go to V75 and look at it. V75 is where I wanted us to have a good focus, but yesterday we missed a very good entry. We missed a very good entry right there, and I was waiting for it when it came back to that resistance. So of course that was an order block even right here, so it came to that order block. If we were using order blocks right there, that's what I had. So price went there, tested it again, and immediately sales started. So our entry was right here. That would have been our entry to actually sell it. But say you were skeptical because of this previous low and you didn't want to enter when price had not broken out there, so you would have waited for the breakout, and that means you would still be waiting for a retest. Yes, and clearly that retest would be probably one of these fair value gaps right here. That would be the retest. Let's say we are now looking for that kind of retest to actually continue selling. So for now, that's what I would be looking for, because I may say you couldn't enter because you didn't want to enter when you're not sure if you have moved out of the consolidation. If you have moved out of that consolidation that was happening. So now I can easily delete everything right here. Yeah, delete that. Alright, so even this, now first leave that. So if I go to H1, this is where we saw the break of structure right there. That was a break of structure. So price is likely to come to that fair value gap, is both on H1 and M15. With that I mean, so let me use H1 right there, and then continuation of the cells. And of course we are looking for cells according to H1. Alright, so I think that's basically it. According to H4 we are still looking for cells. Yeah, according to H4 we are still looking for cells, so we are more going to be selling this asset for so long. So clearly what I need, this retest is starting to get into shape. Let me go to M15, M5, I see. Yeah, it's coming into shape. So I may not enter this buy retest trade. I may wait for the sell move kind of entry right there. So for now, this is a no-go for me. I want to minimize my retest entries, my retest trades. I want to minimize them. In as much as I can, so that I be patient with the trend. I look for the moves that align with the trend, and this is the sell kind of move that aligns with the trend right there. So for now, I will wait for this entry right on this level, that is on H1 time frame. Jump 50. Jump 50. I told you I will wait. Look at how this asset has been moving ever since, let me see, Wednesday, Tuesday, Monday, ever since Monday. Look at how it has been moving from there when it gave us this breakout right there. Look at how it started to move with low momentum. Very weird to make any entry at all until it came today when it came to the very level we were looking for. 50% of that fair value gap down below. The only point of interest now remaining is that order block, this candle right here. That order block is the only point of interest now remaining to be mitigated. But as we say it is the only one, look at where our H4 is. It's close to being oversold. So it means we are likely to see this current H4 actually push for this other order block, to touch that order block right there, and that would be very. Let me first go to H1. Even H1 is still not yet ready to give us buys. So if I go to M15, yes, even M15 is looking for still sells. Wow, this is crazy. So delete that. Move this. Go to H1 right there. Let's look at H1. There's an order block down below. This order block here is that order block there on H1. So it's likely to do that. It's likely to come to that order block. So let me mark it. I'm not going to mark the one of H4. So if I go to H4, so price is likely to first come all the way down here. Yeah, all the way down there before I can get into buys once again. So jump 50, I'm not wasting my time on it. Unless if I'm a scalper. If I want to scalp it, I can easily look for some trades like that, and that will clearly tell me that price is coming right here. It has already reached. Okay, and the second entry will be this. The second TP would be that right here. Would be that right there. Weird, but let's wait and see. So for now, this is a no-go. For me. I can't trade something like this. Price has reached our level, the middle of that fair value gap. I had said you don't want to make any entries before price reaches at least such a level. Another thing I want to remind you is that even though we are looking at CCI right there, not ready, not yet oversold, that can easily change according to price action. Yeah, if this liquidity is enough for this asset, we can easily see buyers come around even before we see the the CCI give us a signal of oversold. So you need to understand that it's just an indicator. It only shows us when price has already moved. Yeah, it just shows us when price has already moved. So we don't necessarily depend on them. We only use them to confirm what price action is showing us. So for now, price action, we wanted price to react from this level. So until otherwise, we are still considering this level. If I see some buy momentum right here, I'm not going to wait for H1 to be oversold so that I can enter. No, I will immediately enter. If I see some action right here insisting that I need to enter buy, I will immediately enter buys. I will not wait for CCI to be oversold, to come to oversold level right here. No, I will not. So these indicators are just to help us to confirm what we are seeing on the main chart, on price action and what have you. So for now, this is a no-go for me. I will wait for any momentum to buy, or actually, if I can, if we are going to continue with a sell. But according to CCI, for it, it's still showing us we need to continue with sales, probably even to find ourselves down below to the H1 order block right here. Alright, that has been jump 50. We have about 16 minutes remaining. Let's go to jump 25. Before I go to jump 25, boom, 1,000. Okay, the retest happened. That retest happened. But is it enough? I think it was enough actually. I think it was enough. I think it was enough to give us an entry of sales. Wow, okay, we missed that, so we don't have an entry yet again. So for now, let's go to jump 25. Look at jump 25. This move, that's what we need here. Gave us a double top up there, sort of according to H4. So what are we looking at? This was a change of character right there. So this was a change of character right there. Price came, tested it and started to sell, but it failed to break out. It came back to the trend line right there, meaning it went back into the channel right here. So price kept in the channel right there, and clearly as I speak, I can actually now change and use these as my entries because of that and that. So I have 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, actually 1, 2, 3. All even these other levels are on the same level. So these are the what? That is what we have currently. So it means price is still within the channel as we speak. So we remember we want it to actually get us right about here, from there to here. According to H4, that is what it will be, from here to here. Then the second TP from there to here, that will be right here. I believe so. That will be about here. And clearly you can see how it has just jumped from all the way there to here. That is how jumps do. And if they find you on the wrong side, you can easily regret why you even decided to enter the trade. So as we speak, H4, we're looking for sales, and price decided to come back all the way up there, all the way up to that resistance level right there. And that is a good thing for us, because on the daily that will be like a double top, yeah, and this will be like the neckline right there, waiting for the sales to come around. Remember, H4 we need sales. Daily, we actually, according to CCI, it shows that we were supposed to look for buys from that very level, to look for buys. So we started buys right there, yes, but then we had a breakout, then a retest. The entry to continue buying failed. Now we are seeing some sells according to H4. So all we need is H4 to first give us that kind of sell right here. H1 we are looking for sales, M15 we are looking for sales. So that tells us that the general trend is a sell. General trend is a sell. We have some breakout structures right there. This is, we even call this one, but bias is sells. That is for sure. That is for sure. And it is coming to the trend line already as we speak. So are we going to see a breakout now from the trend line and continue with the sell? Let's wait and see. But it has been consolidating here in H1 and H4 for so long, so it's about time to see to see a breakout and actually probably even hit the TP, even hit the target that we already want. So how are we going to enter this? That's the question. Enough of talking what is happening. How are we entering this? So from what I see, it's gonna give us another pullback. Yeah, when it gets here, it's gonna give us another pullback, and this pullback may decide to come around 50% right there, and then we get into the sells that will push us to break out. It may not go all the way may not go all the way back to the top. It may come around the 50% only. It may not even go to the 38%. Yeah, it may go about 50% right there, retracement, and then get into sales. So for now, I need to find something that will support the theory. That is an M15. Let's wait and see. M5, it's already oversold, but we need it to push for more and come to that order block on M5, probably. Order block of fair value gap. The fair value gap is already taken out, so it's likely to come to that order block right there. So right there, and then we start to anticipate the move. We start to anticipate the move to bring us back up there. Alright, that is on jump 50. It's a bit crazy. Look at how it jumps. That is how weird jumps are. 25 and 50 are so much crazier than these other jump 10 and jump 100. So let's work on jump 10 as we finalize today's as we finalize today's analysis. Boom 1000 gave us another pullback on M1. Still feel it has to continue a bit above a bit, so that's why I'm not rushing to enter. Alright, so jump 10, pullback right there. So yesterday, okay, let's start from daily probably. So daily, this is the thing. We had a breakout right there, and this was like a pullback on the daily so that we can continue with the buys. Yeah, still have this point, we are not yet overbought yet, so that's why we are still looking for buys back to that level so that we can enter sales later on. So H4 is still actually looking for sales, but I'm not going to look for sales on H4. I'm looking for buys. H1 is also supporting sales in a weird way. I don't know why. But from what we see here, one may say we are consolidating. One may clearly see that we are consolidating. These are equal lows right here. Those are equal lows right there. That is what is happening, which will clearly tell us what is happening. So for us, we can look for something like that, or yeah, we can use something like that. Low, high, low, high, low. It's now having a breakout right there, but it's likely to come again down below. Yeah, that may be a fake breakout on H4, H1 right there. So now that we know that, we can easily delete this, delete. So yesterday I told you guys we enter buys. So this was the entry where, yeah, here, this was yesterday, because the previous day we were taken out. So this was yesterday. Entries, actually your entries were supposed to be around there, you guys, because me I had entered earlier than that. So your entries were here. So I told you to enter right there, and when it went up there and it played around there for so long, I told you guys me I've moved out because I couldn't keep in the market that is not moving. I don't like that. And later on, after like an hour, look at what happened. It went all the way back. So I hope you guys had moved out, or you had broken even and you were not taken out. But yeah, that was money that we made yesterday on jump 10. So it was due to this very thing that I saw, the rising wage. It was because of the rising wage. So now I can easily delete it. Now we have something like that. That is a descending triangle. That is a descending triangle, and it is on a support, meaning we can look at reversal. We can look at reversal into buys. Yeah, since it is on a support, we can look at reversal into buys. But then, how are we going to do it? M15, it's oversold, overbought. H1, we are looking for sales according to CCI, but then price action says otherwise. Daily, on the other hand, we are looking for buys. This is the move that we need on daily. Yeah, that is a move from here to there, and clearly we are on that very support. If you can see it right there, yeah. So that descending triangle is on support. now we see a breakout. So what does that tell us? Go to H1. I will anticipate a pullback. It may not be back inside. It may actually come back inside to mitigate that. And then I look at entry to actually continue with the buys. Now that we see a breakout. So for now, I can't enter buys. I can enter, but looking at what I have here on CCI on H1, then I hold up to make that mistake. I just wait. So that's what I'm gonna do. I will wait. And of course, even M15 is confirming that very soon we're going to see a pullback. M15 is also confirming that. Alright, I think that's it for today. We have about 2 minutes, so let's use 2 minutes to do the recap and we call it a day. Crash 500. We need this move right here so that we can enter buys. So until then, no entry. Boom 1000. I'm still looking for that pullback. And I think we are likely to start selling. If I sell from here, my stop loss will be a bit big. That I think I'm about to sell. Alright, I will just hold on a bit. Yeah, we will hold on a bit. According to M1, this would be a change of character right here. This right there. This is a previous low, previous lower high. This has been a change of character according to M1, which means that it's going to continue spiking until it becomes probably overbought. So for now, that's why I'm being skeptical to actually look for sales now. And clearly on M5, price is above my 10 MA, which is another thing to think about before I enter sales. So for now, that's why I'm holding on. Boom 500. I've seen a pullback, so then why can't I enter sales? Oh yes, it went to this very first point of ours, point of interest to actually enter buys right there. This was the move. Come when you get here, you can enter buys, or when it gets here. So what is it going to be? It's weird in a way that very weird. So I will just wait. I don't want to enter this right now. Not ready to enter it. Yeah, not ready. This has happened the way we wanted, and I think I should be entering. This is P25S. I should be entering this buy. Yes. So once it gives me what I want, what I anticipate, I don't hesitate. Let me work out my lot size here, and I make the entry. Buy. I'll put my stop loss down below, and I'm looking for this very short trade right there. If it gives it to me, lucky me. So I've entered a buy there, and I'm looking for a buy right about there. But if it gives me even this, I can easily move out. Why? Because that is our first TP right here. This is our first TP right there. And the reason I've entered is because I've seen what I was already anticipating right there exactly. So if I was wrong, then it will come and take me out. But like I said always, I make a plan of what I'm anticipating according to everything I'm seeing. Then I make an entry. I don't hesitate to make an entry. Once the market gives me exactly what I was thinking about in my anticipation, I immediately execute and enter the trade. So that's the reason why. VIT75, we need a pullback there, then an entry to continue with the sales, and we've reached that level. So what is happening? Can we enter the buys there? Is it worth our entry? Not really, so we can wait for the sales right there. Jump 50 is still holding up right there. So for now, it's a no-go. It can easily even come all the way down, but we just wait because that was a good point of interest where we are currently. We may see buys start from there. This has started to give us a pullback right there. Weird, but let's wait and see. If that's the case, that may clearly tell us that actually this should be there. Really? Not really. So let's just have it there for now. So it's a no-go for me on that level, on that asset. And we have a breakout there like we saw. We need a pullback so we can enter the buys. We can continue the buys. But remember, M15 is overbought. So if it is overbought, it can easily first get back into this asset, into the descending triangle again. And if this candle closes back inside on H1, that will clearly tell us this was a fake breakout, and then it will be going back to this level. So we have to watch out this very candle. If it closes out, then we know that was a fake breakout. But if it closes inside the descending triangle, if it closes out, that will be a perfect breakout, and that will be waiting for now a retest. I think that's it for today. Let me wish you guys a good day. Hopefully you had a great time, and you got some entries that you can capitalize on. Apologies for the first instance that happened, not maximizing. I hope you were able to get what we had said on Crash 500 and Boom 1000. Otherwise, right now we are in profits on our V25 oneness that we entered together, and that is a change of character right there. So for now, that is a trade. Those with small accounts, I hope you use the smallest lot size, which is 0.005. Yeah, and you are good to go. All right, let me wish you guys a good day. Happy trading. See you tomorrow, which will be Friday, our last day of the week, and hopefully by tomorrow evening, everyone who still has a loss of this week will have recovered. Happy trading, and see you guys.